Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 12 in the NFL. We're talking right now with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, doing a whole bunch of games, again, that I asked him to take. The edges might not be there, but Joe Duffy willing to analyze them and stick his neck out publicly anyway. Right now, the first game, Tennessee-Philadelphia. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
No, thank you, Mr. Loshak.
All right, Joe. Well, you know, another tough line here. Thanks for analyzing it. Thanks for taking it. Before we get to it, tell everyone how you're doing at OffshoreInsiders.com. Give a plug. Tell everyone what your site's all about.
Yeah, no, long term, short term, we're back on fire. 9-5, 9-5. Our last 14 Wise Guy plays. We've got basketball, college and pro, football, same thing, doing extremely well. Already know I got a big card up. If you see this by Thursday, I got a big card up Thursday. But great stuff this weekend. Just visit OffshoreInsiders.com. It'll have the up-to-the-minute details.
All right, Joe. Well, you know, I'm very happy that you're willing to take all these games. Tennessee-Philadelphia is the first game you're going to cover. Philadelphia right now an 11-point home favorite. And in general, I kind of like to fade Philly when they're at home, especially when they're, you know, a big home favorite like this. So, you know, the line is a little bit eye-popping, right? I mean, Denver is coming off the Monday night game against Pitt where they got the loss straight up, but they won against the spread. It was a competitive game. You know, they're not looking like the best team in the NFL, but Zach Mettenberger was looking okay, looking pretty tough, looking like he's got sort of good character to be an NFL quarterback. And Philly, you know, sure, their offense can be explosive. They can get a big double-digit win, but with Sanchez at quarterback, you know, we've seen Philly in the past this year, you know, kind of get big leads and then give them up, or give up big leads and then come back. 11 points seems a little bit high, doesn't it, Joe?
No, it doesn't. I have to admit, this is one of those cases where I don't necessarily do plays off oh my gut. You know, I always generally lean towards road underdogs, and that's not really a big road underdog, that is. And that's not a bias, or a big home underdogs for that, just big underdogs. And that's not a case of a bias. I mean, that's based on fact, the big underdogs, and we've given many statistics over the years here and on our site, offshoreinsiders.com, to document that. But this is a rare case where I'm going to lay the big number here for a couple different reasons. Yeah, as you said, Tennessee, we had Tennessee on Monday night, and we're sweating it out at the end, but we got the win. You know, we avoided the horrible backdoor cover. Would have been a bad beat. I think anybody who watched that game saw that Tennessee was, quote unquote, the right play, but most importantly, it was the winning play. But Philadelphia, look, an angle that we've done very well in one of our performance gap analysis things. It says a team that has a bad turnover rate and an inefficient defense is measured by yards per point. Under certain circumstances, they've covered, and this does apply here, to a tune of 11, 79, 985, and 46. Now, also the Eagles, remember for a while they went in that bizarre slump over 2 years where they couldn't win at home. While they've more than regressed to the mean, they're back where you would expect that they would be. They've become a dominant home team again, 5-0 at home straight up. 4-1 against the spread by an average of 15.4 points per game. Yeah, a little bit worried about Mark Sanchez. I mean, last week he certainly looked like the quarterback who couldn't beat out Geno Smith for the starting job, although I guess that had something to do with the age and needing a change and all that other stuff. But, yeah, all in all, I still think the Eagles are definitely the play. They've been so good at home, and Tennessee, you know, sometimes the short week is overrated, but the way they lost such a tough loss, I think emotionally draining, and I think it could be a little bit of a letdown for them. I'm laying the big lumber here.
Man, all right. Well, I certainly understand your reasoning. And yeah, you know, one thing that I was wondering about was, you know, a lot of times when you have sort of like young teams and young players and they play, you know, a really good game and it's, you know, sort of high pressure, high emotion. And then especially on a short week, yeah, they come back and lay a dud. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tennessee comes in here and lays a dud. But, you know, maybe I'd be thinking about Philly if they were like, I don't know, -6, -6.5. It's just 11. It's just kind of an eye-popping number, right?
Yeah, it is. But now keep in mind, one of Philadelphia's biggest problems this year has been their offensive line, but they are getting Jason Kelsey and Evan Mathis back. Now, Matt Tobin, questionable. You know, we're recording this on, what is this, Wednesday, I think. We'll know by game time, hopefully a little bit more knowledge whether or not their offensive line could be completely healthy, which is something they haven't had a lot of the last 2 years because Tobin's got to do the concussion protocol, et cetera. But the thing here, Philadelphia, they lead the league in total snaps on both sides of the ball, and they're second, just barely behind Indianapolis in offensive snaps. So this is one of those, and of course Tennessee likes to do the other thing where they like to play a ball control. But if Philadelphia gets the lead, Tennessee's going to have to come out of their element, and they're going to have to open it up a little bit. So, yeah, again, this is coming from somebody who, my 27 years public and handicapping and betting long before that, not one who likes to lay the big number, but this is definitely the exception to the rule. I do think that the Eagles can take out some frustration on Tennessee, and I don't think the Titans have a good enough defense to force Sanchez into those mistakes.
All right, Joe. Well, you certainly thought about it, considered all angles here. So Joe Duffy's recommended pick, Philly minus 11 against Tennessee. Interesting game, interesting analysis. Thanks so much, Joe.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.